GoHighLevel claims that their AI can build automations from a simple prompt, but as a person who's built hundreds of automations, I've never tried it, I've never quite trusted it until today. Because this is not a demo, it's a head-to-head competition, me versus GHL's AI, and we're testing 4 things: speed, accuracy, reliability, and can it actually understand the goal and build the right automation that not just look right, but actually function properly. And to make it fair, there are a few rules. First one, we'll tackle 3 automation challenges, starting simple and going progressively more complex. Neither of us get the instruction of how to build the automation. The only thing we're getting is the final outcome we need to achieve. And I ask Claude to generate all of the challenges, and till the moment I sit and actually see them, I have no idea what they are, so I'm going into it blindly. I'll build the first automation with the timer running, and as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna open another window and give the same prompt to GHL's AI builder, and what's get built gets judged. So let's jump into challenge number 1. Every new lead who submits their contact form should instantly feel acknowledged. Within moments of signing up, they receive a personalized greeting that uses their first name and sets expectations for what happens next. By the end, the lead is tagged as new and you can prove the message actually landed. Okay, perfect. So what do we need is, first of all, form submitted, right? Let's plan it before we do that. What do we need is form submitted. And what we will need to do is to ask for its name. Let's assume that the form is asking for name, so when we'll send emails or SMSs, we'll use it as placeholder. So the moment they will be signing up, we'll be sending an email immediately. We won't be waiting because we just want to send a personalized greeting that uses their first name and sets expectation to what happens next. By the end, the latest tag is new, and you can prove the message actually landed. I don't understand what it means, to be honest, and you can prove the message actually landed. Oh, yeah, I'll just skip this part, to be honest. I have no idea what it means. So what I need is it will be maybe 4 stages. The first one will be form submitted, right? Form submitted. It would be for is, let's say, actually, I want to filter, right? Just form is, say trigger, I have to, okay, let's do form submitted. Then what we need is, say, an email, right? We want to send an email, action name, email, acknowledgement, right? Yeah, perfect, from name, whatever. I will not be filling it. What do we need in the subject line, right? Let's get subject line. Then what we need is, let's do an SMS too, right? Just to give them something. So let's say, hi, first name. I'm not going to write the emails because it will take way longer, but yeah, we'll just have to deal with that, I guess. So we have the email, we have the SMS. What else we need is, here's the personalized result, first name, what happened next. By the end, the lead tagged as new lead, and you can prove the message actually landed. Okay, so how we do that is we'll just add a tag. The tag will be new lead. Let's copy this, space that in, and save action, save, and the timer is ready. Okay, so stage 1, pretty simple automation. Let's go back and give the same prompt this AI. I assume it will also create the messages, right? But let's see what it'll actually come up with. I assume for like speed, I will be losing on every end and on every challenge. Whatever is... Oh, look what it does. It tracks them. That's cool. I'm learning new stuff too, right? I didn't know you can do this. So this is good, right? This is something that it added and we didn't have, right? So this is pretty good. Let's see what it does. What is this? Yeah, what this step is. Enter application. Firehub webhook contain context. Actually, it might be an overkill. Right? Why do I need this? Track SMS delivery. I think it could be an overkill. I'm not sure. Okay, so see what it does. So it is an overkill. If you want to use it, it's simply to just send webhooks to other programs, right? So with Zapier, with Make, or whatever the reporting system. So it's pretty interesting. I guess it gives us new perspective. Would I say it's completely useless? Probably not. Would I say it's an overkill for the challenge? Probably yes. So let's save it. Okay, so what is the final verdict? Stage 1 for speed, I lost. Obviously, AI take it. Accuracy, AI was spot on and did exactly what it required, so did I, meaning it's 1 point for each other. Reliability, both automations are working perfectly, so everyone is getting a point. And finally, the goal step, AI did understand it perfectly, it built it perfectly, and so did I, meaning 1 point to every one of us. So at the first stage, AI is winning 4 points versus 3, and let's jump to the second stage. A prospect books a discovery call but doesn't show up. Your automation should make sure no booked leads ever slip through the cracks. Anyone who misses their appointment is gently re-engaged with an invitation to rebook, while those who do attend are routed somewhere differently and never receive the "we missed you" message by mistake. The contact status should always reflect reality: attendant, no-show, or rebooked. Okay, so how would we do that? First, let's start with the timer. Obviously, what we need would be appointment status, right? They're not reminders, but we do looking for the change of the status. So we would say any, right? Since I don't really want to. It doesn't matter the type of appointment. Appointment status, yes, it's fine. Now, what we're looking for is appointment Actually, we do if else. We extract the post appointment. We do if else, and we say attendant. Well, the first branch would be yes, and it would be appointment, appointment status, starters. Yes. Okay, so to be honest and just show you where I struggle is I have no idea how I can just essentially what I want to build is if else, and the branches would be showed, no show, and yeah, show and no show, right? But for some reason I cannot do that based on the appointment status. So we have the appointment. Okay, see where I'm wrong. I need to essentially change it to different filters. Sorry, not different filters. What I need to do is event type any, and what we do appointment status is no show, right? That's, and we save this trigger. Next trigger would be appointment status, basically the same one, and it would be showed. Where is my appointment status? Is showed, right? What we've done here is we've done no show, right? We don't need any more since it's essentially just showed, no show. Reschedule would be next. Right here, what we do is the if else, and right now we would say show, and the first one would be yes, it showed the appointment. So we're saying trigger, workflow trigger is, well, I can see that. Maybe I need to save action. Let's close this, let's save. Now, if else showed yes, now, appoint workflow trigger is appointment status. Let's say that's the one. I would say change the name actually to make sure it's right. No, appointment status, no show, save trigger, and this one would be appointment status, show, save trigger. As you save one more time, then this is the second one, and now we can duplicate the branch, say no, and change the appointment status to no show. Now we save it. So what's happening when the person showed? Let's see what they want. Anyone who missed their appointment, rebook orders would then reroute differently and never receive when missed your email by mistake. So let's add a tag. Let's say showed, and we can just move them in the pipeline stage if I wanted to, but didn't really say that they want to do that. Want in terms of no. So what happens is we'll send an email. Hey, what's up? Right? We missed you. And we'll just have an email. Right? What's next? We missed your message by mistake. The context header should always reflect reality. Cool. I think that's it. I mumbled a lot. Honestly, I get mistaken in those two. So I thought I can do it in the if else. Apparently, I had to do it in the trigger. So that's on me. I take it and it showed a pretty interesting picture. So let's actually see how AI would do that and how he would deal with it. Copy the same prompt, let's paste it in, and let's see what it builds. I'm genuinely curious because, once again, I really messed up right back then. And let's see. So whenever an appointment status changes, confirm no show, only when new discovery call is booked, when contact tag. I guess it's this one, right? It makes no sense. Let's send an email as just I did, and let's see what's going on. Okay, so let's see what it created. That is pretty interesting. So we have the appointment trigger, right? Whenever an appointment is booked, then it waits 50 minutes post the appointment and updates the status to attendant, then updates the status to no show. Let's break it down what actually happens here. So we have the appointment status. It waits post appointment 15 minutes. Okay, I guess it's fine. Then it updates the status to attendant. Okay, update contact field. And it doesn't really do that, right? What happens in here? Update status to no show. Then check the appointment status. How does it do that? What it checks? If they rescheduled is true. Why would they care about reschedule right now at this moment? Only 15 minutes passed. Okay, if they reschedule, then once again rescheduled is false. Okay. Rescheduled is true. Where's the no show? None. Okay, maybe I don't get it. Maybe you can explain it to me, but this automation will not work at all. Right? Then why it's unknown? It should be on no show branch. If rescheduled is true, if rescheduled is false, if rescheduled is true, what is going on? Okay, so I've done a little research and it seems like my version is the correct one. And again, there is no way to do that automatically. A team member would have to get into the platform and tag the person manually. But that's how it looks like. So whatever it tried to build right in here was pretty off. So you cannot do that based on just appointment status. The appointment status has to be the trigger. To sum up stage 2, in terms of speed, AI gets the point. Obviously, it was way faster than me. Accuracy, I get the point, even though I struggled a little bit, but my automation is more accurate. Reliability, the AI automation is not working at all, and I get the point here too. Understanding the goal, it did understand it perfectly, it did exactly know what I wanted to build, yet it built the wrong automation. So I'll give the point for both of us right here too. In the second stage, I'm winning with the score of 3 versus 2. So let's jump into stage number 3. A new lead enters your pipeline and the system should manually nurture them intelligently over several days without any manual touch. Highly engaged leads, those who open, click, or reply, move down a fast track, while quiet leads get a slower, patient sequence with all-time nudges spaced out over the week. If at any point a lead replies or crosses a hot threshold, the automation pauses everything, flags them as sales ready, and places them directly in front of a human team member with full context so a real person can take over the conversation. Cold leads who never engage should exit gracefully, and no lead should ever be sitting in 2 tracks at once. So new leads enter our system. Let's say they do that through, actually they won't do a trigger since they did not establish the trigger, but I guess it would be appointment, maybe it would be just book the, sorry, not book the call, just fill the form, whatever, something happened. Cool. And the system should nurture them intelligently over several days without manual touch. So let's do that by emails, right? Let's start sending emails. The subject line say A, right? We have email 1. Now several days, let's do 7 days. So let's send like 5 emails. Let's do a wait. And what we're looking to do is until specific time, until recurring window, until contact takes specific action. So it won't be trigger link, it would be email event. And the event would be for email 1, and the event would be, let's say, clicked. Right? I'm not sure if we can do replied right here, so we would just be doing that based on clicks. If they're clicking, then they'll get the email faster. So now when we do that, actually we want to add a timeout. So we'll be waiting 20, let's say 2 days. 2 days. Now, perfect. So what's happening is we have a wait. It will be 2 days. Save action. And as soon as the email clicked, basically the next thing triggers. So right here we have wait 2 days. Now what we'll do is the way we'll accelerate it. We can either add another wait window right here, but what will happen is if I click on the email in like the last day, in the final day, in the last hour, then it will just wait more. So what I would do right here is I would immediately send the email, and I would specify in this one, click the link, and I'll send the second email. Now, I would say this is not the greatest, but it's also not established in the prompt, right? It's not saying exactly when to send. So that's how I would do that with the constraint that we have currently. So let's copy both steps actually, copy all actions. Let's paste them below. So we'll have email number 2 and this, right? After the timeout, right after they do, we just add a go to step, go to, we paste it in, and we send them to this stage. So it basically repeat itself. So once again, we do that. Let's copy all of the actions. copy all actions. Let's paste them in here. Let's copy the go to step. I cannot copy. Okay, so let's edit. Go to, paste email number 3. And let's do this one more time from this page. We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do it one more time. Copy all actions, and we'll do paste all actions. So to be email 4, we'll have here the go tool. Then this one will be email 5 and email 6. Okay, perfect. So we have the initial just flow. So every time someone's taking action, show they're a bit more qualified than the person we're not. We're sending the very next email. If they're not taking any, we're just waiting. So we'll have this one. Then let's see what else we need. So we have the fast track, we have the slow track. While click gets slower, patient sequence will on-time ninjas around a week. If at any point lead replies or crosses as hot threshold, the automation pauses everything, flags them as sales ready. Okay, so what do we do is at the very end, let's add a goal step, and let's say ready to be sold. At the very end, I think we'll have to add something in between here. We'll just do this one and plan the next thing. So what it would be, click trigger link, remove contact tag. It would be, okay, let's receive an email event. Let's select all of those. And let's say, okay, I cannot do reply, then I cannot set the specific amount of days. This makes it a bit more complicated and a bit more interesting to see how the AI do that. So let's read it again. What we need is, if at any point a lead replies or processes at hot threshold, let's say hot threshold is like click 2 emails or reply, but since we cannot really reply, then it won't really work then. Okay. It's interesting. I have no idea. Another time, just catches me off guard. I bet it is possible, but let's see what's up. Flag them as sales ready and place them directly in front of the human team member with full context. But essentially, we do actually want it at the very end, right? We would add the goal step right here. I mean, not necessarily the goal step, but yeah, actually it should be the goal step. And right here, the go to would go right here, since at the very end, of this automation, they would need to go to the sales process anyway, right? We won't just leave them hanging. But there was another cold leads who never engage should exit gracefully. And when they're not engaging at all, they should quit. Huh. That is an interesting one. I am not sure it is possible without building more automations. I am not sure it's possible. How we can do that is basically track opens. Can we track opens? Can we? Yeah, no, we have to do that. Let's save this one. I'm actually pretty curious how would AI build it. So let's just stop whatever I do. I just take a little L right here and let's see what AI will do. Okay. When a new opportunity created for new lead, when should the open start? Let's say no trigger yet. Let's do just email and 3 messages over 7 days. Cool. Actually, let's change it to I had 5 over, let's say 10 days. Yeah, now let's see what's up. Okay, so let's see what it actually did. So we have this one. We send the first email, then it waits until an event happens, until the email is open and click. It has the timeout, but it's just one email. What? Okay. Let's see what it did. Maybe it will give me an idea to just finish my automation. But as we see right now, if what happens when specific conditions are met, basically if they clicked, then they just move to the fast track. And let's see what's in here. Event is opened. If event is open and wow, genuinely don't understand it. Okay. It's essentially what we've done, right? Until contact takes specific action, the email event and the timeout is 2 days. Okay, so if they open and click the email, they would move. If they will not, they're just getting out of the automation, right? So it had to add the go to step right here and it did not. Now, fast track or standard track. Let's assume it has all of the emails that we've built, right? Let's see what happens. Email event is opened. Trigger link. Why trigger link? We had no trigger links. So weird. We had no trigger link. Okay, contact replied is true. Okay, maybe we can track replies. But what happens after? It is hot. Yeah, I don't think it will work either. Fast track. Let's go through it again. What's it called? Check if lead qualifies based on nurturing email engagement. So if email event is opened or trigger link clicked, which we don't have any trigger link, right? Or contact replied, then it is hot, right? Where it is, it's the fast track. No. Yeah, I'm confused. I am genuinely confused. Leave no engagement with email. Email event is not open. Trigger link is not. They'll never get here since they're just removed from this part. Then contact replied, opportunity. Okay, I feel like we both messed up. I would say this automation is possible, but it will require a bit more depth. So I've done a little research, and what it had to do basically is have a numerical step in between counting the opens, right? So essentially, we'll have the math step, and then we'll have the what's it called? The update field step. And every email counts how many opens we have. And only when we have all of the enough opens, let's say the open threshold is 3, then we trigger a second automation. So we cannot do it in one automation essentially. So this is how we ascend people to the sales event. And the final last thing was where it was to just move people would never engage. So if they never engaged, probably we did the same thing at the very end. So if the numerical goal, I mean not the goal, if the numerical right thing is 0, then we just remove people from our list, remove them from contacts, right? Whatever. What was the directly in front of a human team member? Okay, cold leads never engage, should just exit. So it's another automation. I would say that we've done this one pretty well, way better than what AI done, but it was not really fair. But just fair to say, let's open what it built and see what's going on in here. Yeah, I would say this is completely off. Also, the automation breaks at this stage, so I would give myself the win here. Even though it was actually a bit complicated, actually required a bit more thinking and a little bit more research, but it is possible. Not on one automation, but in 3 different, or maybe 2. But still, I think we've done a pretty good job, and I would say that yeah, it's pretty interesting. So stage number 3, speed. Obviously AI won, no surprise here. Then accuracy, I'd say I was a bit more accurate, and since it required more automations than one, I feel like the one I did was way better than what AI did. So I'd give myself here just a half a point versus 0. Reliability, the point goes to me. His automation is not working at all and breaking on the go to stage. And finally, understanding the goal. I feel like I did understand at least half of it and built half of the automation, so I'd give myself half a point. And in terms of AI, I would just give 0 since it just forgot to add emails in between, just added 1. So I would say it did not understand the goal at all. Okay, to sum it up, I am a little bit surprised that first of all, I couldn't get the challenge done as well. The second thing, I was expecting more out of this AI, to be honest. I was pretty sure that I'm gonna move to just creating automation based on it, but it looks like it cannot really do that just yet. I mean, it's pretty good with simpler stuff. It did a pretty good job, but at the final two, especially the third one, it couldn't understand what it has to do, even though it asked me like for how many days and how many emails we should send, and I said 5. Eventually it sent just 1 email, and yeah, it just looked like it is not really dialed in just yet. Maybe the automation that I've asked for are a little bit too much. Maybe it's out of GoHighLevel's capability, and I'll just have to double check it all and make sure that it works fine. If you see the video as is, GoHighLevel is capable of doing that. It's just I am not qualified yet, and definitely AI, this GoHighLevel AI automation builder is definitely less qualified than I do. So it was a pretty interesting experiment. I would say that not it not shows me the best light, but I would still get it out since it's pretty interesting. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you get some value out of it of the video. Maybe some of my thought process, especially on the third automation, even though we didn't get it as they wanted to, but still, I feel like we've done a pretty good job. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.